Hello again, everybody. We'll continue with these videos related to emerging business models. In this case, I wanted to talk to you about three concepts. The first concept is the one everybody's talking about related to business models based on platforms. The second one would be related to what is called greater personalization or a much more personal kind of personalization. And lastly, that connected with the boom in subscription models. Let's get on with the first one. Why is there so much talk about platform business models? As you can see in the graphic, there's a very simple reason. Currently, the most valuable companies on the market are based on this model. What is this platform business model? Well, really, a platform-based business model is a simple idea and it's nothing new. It's a model that creates value facilitating interaction and behavior between sellers and buyers. It's simple, isn't it? In the example we'll see next, that of Android, the platform owner is Google. The owner of the intellectual property, and at the same time, can decide who can enter this platform and in what way. At the same time, the platform has some suppliers of devices, as they're called, or of the interfaces of the same platform. Who are they in this case? Well, they're the producers of mobile phones and smartphones. And this platform made up of that intellectual property belonging to Google, who is the owner and has those interfaces, makes it possible for suppliers of apps in this case, to sell their offer to telephone users. In this way, an exchange takes place of both value, because of what I can do with these platforms, and simultaneously, a financial transaction is generated, or a transaction based on data. Let's look at three characteristics of this type of model, with the help of an example. In this case, Airbnb. The first characteristic is that the assets that are held, let's say, are light, they are a small burden, in the sense that Airbnb does not own any property, neither houses nor hotels. The second characteristic is that it uses or has few marginal costs. What does this mean? We can see this well in the example. Airbnb does not need to hire people to take you to the house, to open up the house, but rather the hosts themselves, or whoever makes available their home to the platform, are the ones who do this work. And lastly, the network effect. What does this mean? The more hosts there are, the more accommodation is available, the more users there are and vice versa. If there are more users, there will be more hosts interested in joining the platform. In a platform, value grows, it is exchanged and consumed in different way and in different places. In addition, platforms scale up much more quickly than traditional businesses because they eliminate entry barriers. As we have said, you don't need to buy assets and we don't have high costs as in other types of business. Lastly, what platforms do is transform organizations. Why? Because it's no longer that important what value we ourselves create for the market, but rather the value created in our user community. Our main role is that orchestration or organization of the community or ecosystem. We move on from the control of resources to the organization of resources. We move on from internal optimization to external facilitation. In fact, it's the most valuable thing. And we move on from the value of the client to the value of the ecosystem. A platform business model involves moving on from partial solutions, often physical with independent transactions, to complete, integrated solutions with recurring transactions. Let's look at some examples of platform models now, classified by type. In this case, we see the first classification with subscription models. As we have with Spotify, Netflix, or Prime Video. We also have collaborative models, such as we have seen, Airbnb, BlaBlaCar, Uber or others. We also have crowdsourcing models. All these models that have appeared over the last decade, such as Wikipedia, Waze, or Google Translate, are also platform models. Offer aggregation models, where different offers are aggregated on the same site, such as food sites like Just Eat or Uber Eats, or holiday-based, such as Trivago or TripAdvisor. We also have gamified models which are also platforms, such as for language learning like Duolingo, 8 Belts or We Are Testers. And lastly, we also have digital business models, or mixed realities, such as Pokémon Go, Amazon Go Grocery, where virtual reality is exchanged with the physical. Let's not forget other ways of doing things that are being created within platforms. These are social cooperative platforms. Why?
Although we have said that platforms are the most valuable companies currently, and that they evidently maximize all those profits, these new forms of platform that are appearing, most probably in similar fields of action, are committing themselves to other business models where the workers own the company and promote another type of redistribution and impact. The second section I wanted to talk about is related to personalization. We could call it second generation. What is going on is that technologies, data and analysis are allowing brands to create much more personalized and human experiences than before. Machine learning is greatly improving the reading of and reaction to human emotions. More sophisticated algorithms are allowing programs to interpret other types of data, above all, auditory and visual. And they are also allowed to interpret those emotions much more efficiently and to be able to give an answer or suggestion immediately. There are already brands and programs that suggest to you, for example, a song, a type of makeup according to the emotions you're transmitting at that moment. And it's also happening that through other types of reading, of both sound and vision, and where it's located, a shop, for example, can suggest to you what product to buy at that moment, not only due to your purchasing history but also due to your emotional state at that moment. Lastly, I wanted to speak to you about another concept or trend which is emerging, that is, the rise of subscription models. They've really been around for ages, but they're currently enjoying a real boom. Why? Definitely for two reasons. One, due to the increase in use and the different types of digital channel. Secondly, due to the possibilities in the matter of data, marketing directly, and lastly, due to the collaborative economy. The collaborative economy models that are springing up. Business models based on subscription really are, well, they have an irresistible promise for any business. What is it? Well, recurring income is generated. Every month we have some income. And secondly, the capacity to have much greater loyalty from the users. Why? Because we're constantly in contact with them, we know them better, and we can retain them or offer them things so that they stay longer with us. As you can see in the image, these subscription models, in order to be successful, are rooted in two components. 1. Giving an exceptional rational value, and 2. Well, a deep emotional value. What does this business about exceptional rational value mean? Well, we have to offer a lower cost in the sense that if I want someone to subscribe for a year to my service, let's say the annual cost has to be lower than monthly payments, for example. We also have to give them something very convenient, adapted to their needs, therefore convenient. And lastly, offer them certain incentives and prizes for being a member or part of this subscription. In addition, the emotional value has different parts. We have to work hard with identity and that sense of belonging to the community I'm subscribed to. It's not enough because I'm subscribed to simply have a series of services which, of course, you do have to have, but choosing one subscription over another has a lot to do with me liking the values, or sharing the values of that community and of that subscription. And lastly, it's plainly obvious, in that emotional value, we need to work hard on the experience. When we talk about experience, we're talking about, I feel special consuming this service and I get those surprises. For example, when I'm offered, or they recommend that tonight I watch a film, or I get a home delivery of a product that I hadn't really ordered but which gives me greater satisfaction than others that I usually buy in that subscription.